Hi, I'm Britt.
And my name is Alyssa.
And this is SkeleTales.
And this is the podcast where we strive to answer the age-old question of, is my dead grandma watching me?
Absolutely. We also tell true tales of the strange, unusual, and paranormal.
Heck yeah, we do. Britt, what are we talking about this week?
I am not sure if you are aware, Alyssa, but we have a hotline, 302-689-DEAD.
Where I am aware. I don't remember the number.
Ever. After 2 years.
Nope.
Anybody can call and leave a voicemail with their spooky story, paranormal story, prank call, just to say hello, any reason. Well, tonight we are listening to those voicemails for the first time live. We do not pre-listen to these, so we are all experiencing this together.
Yeah, hopefully they're not just telemarketers, because that would be a bit anticlimactic. But we'll find out. So are we ready to just dive in and get started on this first one?
I've been ready for months. So yes, please.
Okay, here is our first mystery caller.
Hi, ladies. This is Britt's friend Mel.
Yes.
I've been holding on to something for a few weeks because life gets in the way and I haven't been able to call. And I'm also whispering because I don't want to wake my babies. I have a couple of spooky occurrences, actually like a handful of spooky occurrences lately. Over the last few months, I've had this very uncomfortable, unsettling feeling when I go upstairs. Typically, it's been in my son's room, which is just right off the master bedroom, where I've been sitting in there, either reading or, playing with my son, and all of a sudden the room starts to feel very heavy. I know y'all have talked about like a heaviness before, but I never really connected the two, but like the air feels heavy and like something is wrong. There's some kind of disturbance. And this happened a few times, say over the last 6 months. And I literally stopped and kind of looked around, checked my peripherals, and felt like there was something there. And this could be any time of day. But I would literally, in order to help relieve my own paranoia, I would stop and say, "You are not welcome here. Please go." And I would repeat that a few times. And then eventually the heaviness went away.
Wow.
Happened a few times over the last 6 months. And recently, say a week or two ago, I was asleep in my bed, which, again, still second story. I had an eye mask on because my hours are super weird, and so I actually fall asleep before the sun goes down, so I can get up for work super early the next day. So I had an eye mask on to block out the light, and I was laying there trying to go to sleep, and I felt that heaviness, and it scared the shit out of me. So I lifted up my eye mask, I looked around, and I couldn't see anything, so I said, "You are not welcome here," and I did my whole spiel. I thought someone else was in the room, but everyone else was downstairs. I know they were, and it gave me the heebie-jeebies. But then a few days later, I'm laying in bed, again, eye mask on. I'm by myself in the bed because my hours are weird. I go to sleep early, and I have my back facing the edge of the bed, and there's just a small walking path there, and then the windows. So there's not much space between myself and the wall.
What happened?
Oh,
we have to move on
cliffhanger.
to the next clip. Hold on.
Hi, this is Mel, part 2. By the way, your voicemail was very rude. It says abruptly, "Goodbye," and that's it. No, "Oh, I'm sorry, you've run out of time." That's fine. Kind of rude. No big deal. Love you guys. Google, you're an asshole. So as I was finishing, I think I was talking about, I was getting to like, the juicy part. So I had my back turned to the wall and / windows, and I was trying to fall asleep, and I had my eye mask on. Very suddenly felt, and I was probably laying there for like 20 minutes. Suddenly felt, I could have sworn it was like a single finger, like one finger pressure on my hip, because I was laying on my side, on my hip, tracing downward, like toward my leg, but it only ran like a few inches very quickly, and I just flipped my I turned over, tore my eye mask off, no one's there. I could have sworn it was my husband.
My God.
Scared the shit out of me. Nothing's happened since, aside from me thinking that the curtains like right next to my bed, I thought they were moving in the middle of the night. I'm pretty sure I was just drunk, and my eyes were playing tricks on me, so I don't think that was anything because I kept staring at the curtains and again did my whole like spiel. You're not welcome here. I was staring at the curtains. I thought they were moving. I don't want to say that was paranormal. I think I was just drunk and kind of having spins, but who knows? So I just wanted to let y'all know what's going on on the second floor of my house. In the past, when I've called in, had what felt like my husband shuffling around in bed next to me where I felt his leg, and actually he wasn't there at all. And I've also felt or heard what I thought was my husband shushing the baby in the room. It's kind of like a conjoined room. His room is right off the master room. And I've talked to you all about that. So I'm starting to think that there's something weird going on. I don't know. We'll see. We'll keep you updated. Love y'all. Bye.
Oh my God, Mel. She brings the stories. Oh my God. First of all, sending some sage. ASAP. Do you remember our last hotline episode where Mel talks about feeling her husband's leg touching hers in bed? She's got something in her room.
Yeah, because then he was actually with the baby or something. He wasn't like there at all, or he's on the couch.
He was on the couch, not even in the room. There's
something going on up there. Like something that wants to be there. Like something, it seems like they're trying to make their presence known and trying to get through. Like, made that heaviness, right? They're not able to in that moment actually like physically touch or shush, but like it seems like there's something there that wants to like break through the veil.
The one finger tracing down her leg. Ooh,
no,
chills.
That's instant throat punch to living or not living.
Yes.
I just throat punched the ghost. Oh, that was an option.
Mel, I hope that you are safe. This was sent in a few months ago, so I am maybe needing to reach out and touch base. That's intense.
She lives in Seattle too, right? She's local.
Yeah, she's close to you. Yeah.
Man.
Oh,
I want to know if someone died in the house. I want to know the history of the house. I want to know if someone died there, if anything. Used to go on there, Satan worship, whatever, whoever, a nice vegan potluck as the Satan worshipers do up there.
As they do.
Yes.
I'll have to ask. I wonder if she's dived into the history of the house.
Yeah, I'm very, very
I know that they've
curious.
done a lot of renovating in the house, and I wonder if that stirred up some shit.
Yeah, because we've heard mixed things on that. It either like can release the spirits or maybe aggravate
them angry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good story, Mel. I'm so sorry you're having to deal with that heavy asshole spirit.
Yeah, on top of like
you.
Babies, you just need your sleep. Like,
yes.
Damn it. No peace. If it's not a baby, it's a freaking ghost trying to touch you.
Something. Damn.
Something. Okay, are we ready for the next one?
Definitely.
Well, we'll see what this one is. Hold on.
Okay.
This is a test of the emergency SkeleTales system. Beep. Thank you. This has been attacked.
Okay, well, apparently the hotline worked. Every
Was that you?
Yeah, that was me. I get a notice, hey, because the hotline is not as popular as I would expect. We have more people write in. But we could change that. I have to, it will expire.
Honest, doing phone calls, especially if maybe you're not a very social person, is kind of hard.
And then the 3-minute time limit. Apparently Google's a dick. I didn't realize that. Goodbye. Like you're so bored. Like, so every so often I get a notification, hey, you got to use your phone. And so
we've resorted to just having to call our own
yeah, I gotta call my own hotline or send a text every so often to it to keep it going because I don't want to delete it. Okay,
that's hilarious.
Okay, are we ready for our next mystery caller?
Absolutely.
This one looks like it's a foreign number.
Ooh,
so let's see.
Oh, I'm excited about that.
Hi, Britt and Alyssa. This is Laurie Burke and one of your fans. I just wanted to say hi, and I love listening to you guys, and you're doing a great job. I don't have a scary story to tell, I guess, fortunately for me. But I was just listening to you guys today, and I was thinking I need to give them another call because I did call you guys one time a few years ago. And then you played my message. I was so embarrassed, but it was cute. Anyway, now I've trapped myself into, I don't know. Anyway, you girls are great, and I love your stories. And thanks so much, and keep up the great work. Bye.
Yay, Laurie!
That's your friend, Laurie. Thank you, Laurie. That's so sweet. And I do remember she called in. So apparently it's embarrassing to hear your voice read on the air. So maybe that's preventing people from calling.
Well, just know we absolutely love it. We love hearing your voice. Laurie, it was so good to hear your voice.
Yes, it's so sweet.
Also, I cannot hear enough of somebody loving to listen to the podcast. So feel free to just call in and say that you love us.
Yeah, we love to hear that. Absolutely. We'll play that all day long.
Just on a loop,
repeat.
maybe.
That's what the whole episode is going to end up being if we don't have more ghost stories in here. Okay, so I don't know if you remember our last audio episode. We had a caller come in who... I'm still Veronica / Vanessa. She messed up. She had started with a pseudonym and then she told her name and it was just thoroughly entertaining. But she went on to tell a story about how she sees her dead relatives in her dreams. And it's a common phenomenon. So I called her up to get a few more of those. And so this is the conversation and the stories she tells. And it gave me goosebumps. So
hell yeah, Alyssa. Love it.
So actually how I figured out that my sister was pregnant was through a series of dreams and like dead relatives that were just like popping in to say hi. So like the first dream I had, so I'm Cuban. So I was in Cuba with my grandma and I looked at her because she always told me that like if anybody passes away, they'll always come into our family will always come into your dreams to say goodbye. And so I see her. And I go, I told you to die after my wedding. And then she goes, no, I'm just here to translate for you. I'm not going to die for a very long time. And I was like, oh, thank God. So then she opens the door to like her old home in Cuba, which was like this little shack that she shared with like 6 of her cousins. And it was just this packed house. And so I walk in and I see my great grandma. I see her mom. And everybody kept saying, oh my God, congratulations. And everybody was like super excited. And then my great grandma was just so excited to see me. And it was just this cool, like, it was just this emotional thing. And so they just kept saying congratulations. And I was like, okay, well, what the hell is that? And so I go, does this have anything to do with Martina, my sister? And my grandma and my great grandma, they just smiled at me and I woke up. The next night, I have a dream of my other grandparents. They're from Germany, my great-grandparents, and my great-grandma was knitting incessantly, like these baby clothes. And when they went through World War II, of course, they had to like knit and fix everything. So she was just like, she was the queen knitter. And so then she goes, I'm so glad I'm seeing you, but I'm very busy, can't talk. And then this giant German man, who's my great-grandfather, comes barreling in, and he goes, congratulations, we're so excited for you. And I go, does this have anything to do with my brother and my sister? And then he just smiled at me, and then I woke up. Next night, my dad's side, so we're Syrian and Lebanese, and it was the Syrian side, and everybody just kept saying, congratulations, we're so excited. And it was just like all of these relatives, my grandfather that passed away and grandmother that passed away, and it was just this really amazing moment. And then I looked at my aunt that passed away on my dad's side, and I said, does this have anything to do with Martina or Gabe, my brother? And she goes, just call your mother. And so I woke up, called my mom immediately, and I go, is Martina pregnant? And she was having the hardest time getting pregnant. So this was huge. And so then my mom goes, oh, I don't know, I have to go to the bathroom. And so I'm like, okay, well, that just answered my question. Cool. So then she FaceTimes my sister, and I don't know how the sound worked out this way, but I called and I told my sister the whole dream. And then she goes, well, that's funny you say that, because I just told Mom that I'm pregnant like an hour ago. So I was like, okay, well, maybe I have some like spiritual juju. This is just something that's always happened to me. Just family comes into my dreams all the time. Like there's been dreams that I've had with my great uncle. He came into my dream. He was just telling me, this was when his sister, my grandmother, or when she passed from Alzheimer's. I was like, I have all these dreams with all of you, but why hasn't she come into my dreams? Why did she send you? And he just said, well, thank you. I can feel your love for me. Thank you. I'm really glad that you're excited to see me too. It's only been 5 years. And then he goes, she's very busy. And I was like, oh God, that's such a sitto thing to say. She's always busy. She's not busy. But so he was like, I have some things to tell you. Cause like, I just kept like the night before, like, especially if I'm thinking of something the night before, if it's like really on my brain, I'll end up dreaming it the next, or like that night. So I was really thinking about Alzheimer's, and I made a joke about how, well, I really need to keep my brain active because who knows when I'll start to forget something. Then we were just talking about, him forgetting everything. So I go, I know this sounds horrible, but like, who's next? Is it my dad? And then because my mom always jokes, we're a very morbid family. She always jokes about how he's next, and like, cause he'll forget like little things, because I mean, that's just what you do. You're a human. And so then he goes, no, but your cousin will have it. And then I go, will my brother's sister have it? And then he just paused, and he goes, no, but you will. And I said, oh, please, dear God, no. And then he goes, just have a plan, but don't let that stop you from living your life. Keep living, because it's not going to happen for a while. So he goes, but my time's almost up. Before I go, please tell your dad that everything's okay and I love him. And there was I can't remember the joke, but like there was some joke. He goes, tell your dad I said this. And then I was like, okay, I promise I will. And then he goes, okay. And then tell your uncle that I said that the horse races are very good from up here. And then I was like, oh, okay. And so I ended up waking up, and I told my dad, and I go, Dad, Uncle Georgie told me this. And then he goes, how the hell would you know that? I go, I don't know. Uncle Georgie told me, and he told me to tell JT this, and like about the horse races, and I go, what does that mean? And then he goes, well, every Sunday, Uncle Georgie and your uncle would sit in church, and before the priest would leave like the room, he would nudge my uncle, and they'd go to Pennsylvania to the horse races. And he was like, there's no way you would have known that to make it up or dream it. Yeah, Uncle Georgie came to you. And I go, okay, well, I have some bad news. And he goes, well, damn it.
Oh, my gosh.
I, first of all, absolutely adore Vanessa. She is a gemstone. Like, I really, truly could be good friends with her, I think.
Yeah, and when I called her, she was like preparing for her wedding, and she was just like, "No, it's good, we're good." Or maybe she was on vacation. I can't exactly remember the whole circumstances.
She dropped everything to talk to you.
Exactly. Yes.
Oh my gosh, she's gold. I love that she had a dream where all of her dead relatives are thrilled and excited about a new baby coming to her sister. Where they're just like, congratulations. Like, I just have this vision of family up in the afterlife being like, woo, it's happening, baby, yeah. And everyone's excited. Great job calling and getting a leg up on that. Is that the term? That seems sexual.
Getting a leg up, following up, I think is the words you're trying to say, weirdo. Jesus, Britt, like taking it to the gutter. I don't think getting a leg up. Well, now that's making me second guess that saying. What does that mean? You get a leg up on them.
I'm just imagining like sex positions now. Like,
oh my God.
Stop, Britt. Stop.
Brittany, Jesus. Way to smut up the episode, Britt.
I know, we're talking about grandmas here. Stop it.
Yeah, jeez. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to play you our next mystery caller from the hotline.
Awesome.
Hey, it's Veronica, your favorite mess that told the story about her dead grandpa. Well, I have this story to tell you, to answer the question that, hell yes, dead grandmas definitely come to your dreams and they are watching. Well, she was kind of watching. I don't know. But anyway, 2 years ago, my grandma, she passed away from Alzheimer's. And so she totally forgot who I was. Like at one point, my uncle was like, do you remember who this is? And then my grandma was like, oh, of course I do. And my heart melted and I was about to cry. And she goes, that lady ties my shoes every day. And that is some honky bullshit if I've ever heard any. But anyway, a couple months ago, well, first of all, when I got engaged a year ago, I got my grandma's ring. The grandma that passed, I got her engagement ring. And so, 2 years, 2 years later, this past, a couple months ago, I was in a really dark place. And like all my dead relatives come when I'm in a dark place and it's ridiculous. Like, why can't they come when I'm happy too? But anyway, so, I was in a room, this dream, I was in a room. And I see all of my dead relatives, like aunts, uncles, cousins, all of that. And they were like, oh, my gosh, let me see the ring. Let me see the ring. And I'm going down the line showing them the ring. And then I see my grandma. And I'm looking at her, and she's just smiling ear to ear. And I'm not going to cry. So I showed her the ring. And she said, oh, good, you have mine. I was so worried. I didn't know who got it. And I just started crying. And I go, I just miss you so much. And she goes, well, yet, why the hell are you crying? there's no need for you to cry. I love you. I just want to let you know that I am so proud of you, and I'm proud of you and your brother and your sister. And please let everybody know that my fingers are straight. And she had really bad arthritis in her fingers. Her big joke was that the tips of her fingers, they pointed east and west. And so she would always say, well, don't worry, if you ever get lost, I can always give you directions. And what's crazy about the dream is that every time I've dreamt of her, she's always next to me, but I can never see her. And I could feel that she was trying to touch me, but I could never feel her. So in this dream that I had, I could feel her. I could feel her hands, and I could feel how warm it was. So she is somewhere in the ether with her fingers straight, remembering everything, and just hanging out. So that's the end of the story. I nailed it. Instead of 3 parts, it's only 2 parts. Don't worry, I have more stories to tell, and that's probably going to be a 3-parter or a 4-parter. Who knows? Anyway, I love you guys, and I'm just so glad I've done your podcast. I feel like I'm speaking to my friends about all of my crazy experiences, and I'm believed. So, dead grandmas do watch you, dead grandpas watch you, everybody's watching you, so, don't be a douchebag. Okay, all right, bye.
Don't be a douchebag.
Oh my God, Veronica!
I love that.
All the hearts, all the hearts, all the hearts. Oh my gosh!
Oh,
That should be our new sign up. Everyone's watching, so don't be a douchebag.
don't be a douchebag. Grandma's watching, so don't be a douchebag. That's like some good words to live by. Possibly the most sage advice that has ever been said
told on the
this
podcast. Yes.
Oh my gosh!
If you listeners would like to call and tell us what you think about the podcast, or just shoot the shit, or tell us a spooky story or a strange story or a weird dream, we're open for all calls. Apparently, we'll even play Alyssa testing the voicemail.
Maybe I'll send it out every time I get one of those notifications. Be like, hey, somebody's got to
do this for us, please.
Yeah. So.
That number, if it is not ingrained in your brain, is 302-689-3323, 302-689-DEAD. Please give us a call. You can also email us if you do not like the sound of your voice.
At our hot box, and that is SkeleTalesPodcast@gmail.com. You can also message us on all of the social medias that we are at, except for Twitter. I'll be honest, I'm not on that shit show anymore. Like, it is just a cesspool, and I can't handle it. So sorry. If you have, send us another message somewhere. Instagram, Facebook, probably the best way is on the socials to get rid of us, or get in touch with us. I don't. SkeleTales Community is our Facebook group. Also YouTube and
I've been posting up some never before seen footage. We've got after parties of our SkeleTalks that we air on the episodes. You can see videos and hear some just bonus stories that we get to share with those people. And all of that is at YouTube at handle at SkeleTales Pod. So go over there, subscribe. We also have some fun merch. We've got buttons, stickers, haunted shit, fun stuff over at our merch shop at SkeleTales Podcast at Etsy.com.
Heck yeah, we do. Is there anything else, Britt?
One more thing before I let you go. Alyssa.
Yeah.
Haunt y'all later.
Hunt you later, Britt.